spending plans for coming years. It comes as fraud charges hang over his head, the economy is stagnant, and South Africa is in danger of being given a so-called junk status by at least one credit rating agency in December. Well, the budget is a tough balancing act because while many citizens need support and funds, South Africa has already taken on significant debt. Investors and rating agencies will want to see the finance minister sticking to promises he made in February on behalf of government to rein in that debt.
Let's take a look at the main financial, in fact, some graphs that explain this story to us. Starting with the gross debt to GDP, which is currently hovering around 50% of GDP, or the total economic output for a year. Net debt is around 44%, and it's even higher if you consider guarantees for state-owned entities like SAA. That is considered pretty high for a country of our size and stature.
So what does this mean? The cost of debt is a burden for the country. As you can see there in 2014, more than 9 Rand of every 100 Rand was spent on paying interest to our creditors. That's 9 Rand that cannot go to things like water, sanitation, and the current burning issue, education. The current figure is estimated to be even higher, 12 cents to the Rand, or about 12 Rand for every 100 Rand that comes in.
And to rein in debt, Treasury has to be disciplined when it comes to the budget deficit. And this is the differences between the budget expenses and money coming in as revenue, which has to be made up through loans. In February, Gordhan said he would reduce the budget deficit to 3.2% of GDP from 3.9% last year. And economists now expect him to target a deficit of around 3.4%. Even that's a hard ask because economic growth has slowed since February and spending promises have since been made, for instance, on education. The government has agreed not to increase fees for households earning less than 600,000 a year, but says that free tertiary education right now is unaffordable. And Francis, it's interesting to see from that graph that we were in budget surplus at some point in 2006, 2007.
Well, that's so amazing. We take a counter-cyclical stance. So when times were good, we saved money for the bad times. That's why, as a country, we were very strong when the financial crisis hit. But it's just been, our economy has just been dwindling for too long. So we've had to take on more and more and more debt, waiting for things to turn around. We're now in a position where really the finance minister does not have much room to spend on all these priorities that we have as a country. A very hard situation.
All right, so well, let's take a look and see how the markets performed. The Rand did well, the JSE did well, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, let's take a look.
The South African Nuclear Energy Corporation, NECSA, says that it's under pressure to turn its finances around.
The company says dwindling government grants and international competitors are impacting on its profits.